We are live, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. We are so happy to be here. We are so happy to be here. Let's just start by saying we've had another crazy Hurricane Nicole here in Florida. So it's a blessing to be able to be celebrating Antigua and Barbuda this this beautiful Saturday evening. So welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Caribbean American Diaspora Alliance, and our show is Caribbean Diaspora Vibez. Usually we have Mr. Lewis Witter with us. He is running late, but of course we have our beautiful Dr. Bonda Brio, who is our co-host that really will be really hosting the show tonight. I'm in the background. I've got a lot of personal stuff going on, but still had to make sure to be here to celebrate with the family. So we want to start off. I do want to share a few things, just quick videos. So just bear with me. We're going to try to find. I wanted to first just to share this. I wanted to share the flyer because I think these beautiful faces needed to be on the screen, right? So welcome to our champions of Antigua and Barbuda. And we're celebrating tonight. On the flyer, to the left, we have Dr. Bonda Brio, who's our Vice President for Caribbean American Diaspora Alliance. She's also Public Relations for Antigua and Barbuda Association of Central Florida. Then also joining us, we have Team Antigua Island Girls in the mix. And then you will be hearing from, of course, Beverly Dabrio, who's also, she is the president of the Antigua and Barbuda Association of Central Florida. So we're gonna just hear a quick little background music and then we're gonna have a video. You are listening to Caribbean Diaspora Vibez. We just wanted to actually just play that little rhythm. But actually, you know what? We do have another video to share to you, and this is going to be from Team Antigua. So let me jump back on and try to get that one.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Kavinia. Hey, Kev. We are going to Hawaii. What do you say? You in?
You know this.
Definitely. Hawaii? Of course. you do know we're rowing, right?
I already wish we were home.
Support our girls as they make history once again, taking on the Pacific.
That was, I love that. I love it. I love it. So again, I'm going to be turning it over again. My name is Donna Morgan, and I am your host for Caribbean Diaspora Vibes, and turning it over to Dr. Bavan Dobrio as we celebrate Antigua and Barbuda this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So welcome back, everyone. It's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks we have been out due to different complications and personal matters. But we welcome you once again on a Saturday evening, your special time that you guys choose to spend with us each and every week. We're truly blessed to have you guys. And today we are celebrating Antigua and Barbuda independence, 41 years of independence from 1981. So here we are, and we have different people should be joining us. As they come, I'll introduce or have them do whatever they should be doing. But at this moment, we have the Antiguan Island girls that are here. Okay, everyone is familiar with these ladies as they made big history for us in 2020. And here they are going at it again, right? Oh yes, they were all over the media, and I know, well, I could say this, no men are here today, but we do have our great supporters of men. But for the ladies, our heart, just jump a beat more to have such privilege and such, dedicated and committed ladies, especially us as Antiguans. This is a proud moment for us. So we want to continue that proud moment as we score history this time over the Pacific. So we have here the team ladies. I'm going to introduce Kevina, and she will just introduce the crew. And today we have Crystal, who's joining all the way from Australia. That's just how dedicated these ladies are. When I called, I remember she said Crystal is out. So let's try to do the 12, but I thought she would be back home, and to really join us here means a lot. So we're hoping that we can come through for you guys as well as you come through for Antigua and Barbuda. And we have other guests tonight. We have Sybil, who's on our team. We have Beverly, who is the Antigua and Barbuda Association of Central Florida president. And we have Keita Southwell, a resident of Antigua, who is visiting in Florida. So I don't know if I'm missing anyone else. We had a guest earlier. He was here 6 o'clock Antigua time. So that's an hour earlier. And he's a pretty busy man. So I guess he will log back in later. So take it off. Just tell us about the journey, the decisions first time around, and then you can go transition into that second journey.
Okay, so thank you for having us. Good night to one and all. So I'm Kavinia Francis, captain of Team Antigua Island Girls. Right here, we have Samara Emmanuel and Elvira Bell, and then there's Crystal all the way in Australia also joining us tonight. And Elvira can start telling you a little bit about our journey in 2018 when we set off from Antigua, from La Gomera. Well, we left Antigua to London to La Gomera.
So in 2018, we rode from La Gomera off the coast of Africa, the Canary Islands, all the way to 3,000 miles to Antigua and Barbuda. We arrived. We took 47 days, 8 hours and 25 minutes, but who's counting? And yes, we did make history coming across the ocean. We were the first all-female team from the Caribbean and the first all-Black team to ever row an ocean. And yes, we are about to do it again.
And Samara can tell you some of our experiences while during that 47 days that we were on the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, I like to start off by telling people it is not as tough as it looks. Well, at least to us. I think my teammates will beg to differ, but it was an awesome life-changing experience. It just let you realize how strong you are as an individual and together as a team. As Elvira said, it took us 47 days. We were not expecting for it to take so long, but the wind and the waves and the currents, they were definitely not in our favor. We headed off the 12th of December, and straight out the bat, we had different challenges. We had our autopilot failure. We had broken oars. We had complete arm system failure. We had to rewire the boat. We had to make a new autopilot from 4.
Compass was off.
The compass was miscalibrated, so we went further south than we wanted to. And then closer to coming home, we had a knockdown which broke a few more of our oars. I'm just highlighting all these challenges to say that we never gave up. No matter what happened, we came together as a team. We kept rowing. We had our goal in mind of getting home and getting home safely. And we just did everything in our power as a team to get home safely. And to this day, I still can't believe we did it. And we're about to do it again. We're definitely a little bit crazy. Just a little bit, just a little bit. But it's that Antiguan spirit.
Exactly.
Crystal can tell you about some of our highlights. So you heard about our challenges. So maybe Crystal can jump in now and share some of the highlights of the journey.
Yes, definitely. I think one of our biggest, wildlife is something that everyone is always expectant of when they're doing a crossing of an ocean. And we certainly had our experiences with wildlife, much to Samara's annoyance, because she would always use her oars and knock it along the boat, just kind of scare away anything that looks somewhat scary. But luckily we had dolphins accompany us many times throughout our journey. We had dolphins come up to us early on Christmas Day, which is really special. And then we also had dolphins that came up as a super pod one afternoon, I think it was. And it's like waves of dolphins of all different kinds. It was absolutely breathtaking. And it's said that when there are dolphins, there are no sharks around. And so we were happy that, even though seeing a shark could have been cool, at the same time, we're happy that we had the dolphins surrounding us most of the time so that we were safe that way. And we even were able to see what's called a moonbow, which was like a rainbow at night, which is like this silvery arc. It's absolutely stunning, alongside the stars and the moonlight. It was as if we didn't even need our navigation light, which we kind of take it off during really clear nights because it was just to save some energy. And it was so clear anyway with all the lights in the sky from the stars and the moon that we didn't need an extra light. It was just beautiful.
Nice. You could continue. Thank you. Wonderful story. I know someone got sick on the journey, right?
Well, everybody except our seafarer, Samara. So
okay.
Yeah, we had seasickness, like Sam said, that was one of our early challenges. Once we left the shelter of La Gomera and went straight into the open ocean, there was no transition from calm seas to rough seas. Elvira first got really seasick, and then I did, and then followed by Crystal, which was the least affected. But like Sam and Elvira and Crystal said, we had a goal in mind, so we still pushed through even with the seasickness. You throw up, then kept going. we had to accomplish the mission that we set out to. So we just saw it as a early initial obstacle that we needed to overcome, and we were able to do that.
Awesome. And you guys were well received in Antigua. Could you tell us a little bit of that when you return home?
So we used to joke, and we did go around asking everybody to come out and support us. But I can tell you, Sam can tell you about when she saw the lights, but once we got home, we did not expect the outpouring, the numbers, the support that that we were welcomed with. Like it's still hard to describe the feeling that we each had, but overwhelming, proud. It was just a whole plethora of mixed feelings that we still can't put words to describe the feeling, but we were well received. But if you can imagine, after going for 46 days, Sam and Elvira was on shift, and then Sam can tell you a little bit.
So Crystal had just came off shift. Elvira took her spot, and she was sitting down, preparing to have a meal. Elvira and I were still rowing, and Crystal said, "Guys, I think I can see lights." So I'm like, for the whole entire journey, because we had a specific goal in mind, we did not expect to be out there so long. So I was really annoyed at different points. Well, almost every day. I used to come out my cabin and say, if I come out here and see water one more time, I'm going for a walk. So, I was like, I'm like, Crystal, make sure you see lights properly. And she's like, yeah, I see lights. I said, Crystal, stand up, balance yourself, look properly, and make sure you're seeing lights. And she's like, yeah. So I stopped rowing, got up, turned around, because we row facing the direction,
The front of the boat.
right? Yeah,
We go back.
we go backwards, yeah. So when I got up and I looked, I saw the beautiful loom of Antigua. And then I saw Guadeloupe in the distance as well. And I was like, I forgot we were out on a boat rowing. I started jumping, screaming. We all stopped rowing. We were dancing. It was like,
I was sleeping in the cabin and I heard a bunch of screaming. And I'm like, what happened? What's going on? We can see Antigua. So it was, yeah, that was the first kind of, we've seen land for the first time. So we had a sense of relief, accomplishment, like we're almost home finally. It was still dark, like she said, so we were only seeing lights. So we knew it was only a couple more hours left. And yeah, so that was really nice. As we got close and morning started rise, the sun started to rise, we had few Antiguans come out on boats, like way out to meet us, like what, 40 miles out, come out to meet us. And it was the first time we're seeing people. Yes, familiar faces.
Human interaction.
So it was a very exciting time. As we got in, we took off the autopilot, Sam was steering. Then as we crossed the line, Crystal, can tell you, she couldn't see what's happening because she continued going in, but there were just people from the top of Lookout alongside the hills. People hiked up. People hiked everywhere with Antigua flags.
On just paddle boards, paddling up to us, jet skis, fishing.
There was a helicopter over us. It was really nice. We had 3 Coast Guard vessels escorting us, and then as we started to approach English Harbor, we just heard this loud boom. They had the cannons firing. That kind of scared us because we didn't expect that. But it was it was a really nice, warm, unexpected, huge welcome. And it was an unforgettable moment, exhilarating. It's still, like I said, it's still hard to describe, if you can imagine.
Everywhere you look, you just saw the array of the colors of the flag. People had huge, I've never seen flags so big, Antigua flags so big. They had the one up in the hill, then you had people coming on with their flags. It was nice. Yeah, it was a warm, grand welcome.
Evelyn, would you like to ask a question of the ladies? Your microphone.
No, I'm just listening. I'm good so far. Can you hear me loudly? Loud enough? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so a question, can you tell our viewers and our listeners about parents? Are you guys parents? Let them know what you had to sacrifice to do this 47 days.
So 3 of us are parents. Crystal, what you said?
Crystal have eggs.
Eggs. We joke. So eventually, if that's her decision later in life, we'll welcome our little niece or nephew. But yes, I have a daughter Elvira has a son, Sam has two sons. So you wanna, your grandmother was tell us about your family and children.
Well, I mean, I've been on the sea for years, so my family is pretty much okay with me. They know I'm always going somewhere on boats. My grandmother, however, she is like them old type Antiguan grandmothers. She like Perry, because that's my father's surname. She calls me Perry. She like, Perry, you really could go up there by the sea? I suppose hurricane. She found everything in the world that could go wrong out there to try and, dissuade me and discourage me from going. But I mean, in the end, she still supported me. When she heard we were going to do it again, she's like, she really didn't say much, but she just gave me that look like, oh, Lord. Yeah.
For me, my family was very supportive, more supportive than I thought they actually would have been. My son, I didn't even have the opportunity to tell him. He heard before I told him that I was about to do the race. I think he went to school and the teacher came up to him. But at the time, I hadn't actually committed as yet. I was just following Cavinia, basically supporting her in training because I said I wasn't going to do this with her. And then the teacher came up to him and he's like, Mommy, are you doing some sort of road thing? My teacher came to me and asked me this. And then I was like, well, So he said I made an executive decision without speaking to him. My mom as well, very supportive. I thought she would have been worried, but I was swimming from a very young age. Sisters, everybody was very, very supportive. I can say for this next race, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm newly married and my family has extended somewhat. So I gained 3 children and a husband. So it's going to be, but everybody is still supportive. So I think it should be fine.
And for me, my daughter, her main concern, she's never shared her true fears and everything, but her main concern was I was not a strong swimmer. So every time she heard it, she's like, remember, you're not a swimmer, remember you can't swim. I did go get swim lessons from the late culture to make sure I'm comfortable in the event that, anything was to happen. So I did go get swim lessons. So she had some peace of mind with that. And she knew I had great teammates that would save me, risk their lives to save me. But other than that, I have a sister and a brother who was paranoid and they're still paranoid about sharks and whatever. I have a huge family. But my dad and my other siblings, they know that I love adventure. They know I'm a little, what they think, crazy. So they were 100% behind us and the team. They had confidence in what we were going to do. So I think we all had support. And Crystal can tell you her family experience.
Yeah, so I have to say my family as well was they were pretty supportive. We had a few concerns over my health at the time, but we were able to work that out as well in preparation for the row. And I think what was really good was this kind of preparation we did as a team together leading up. I think that instilled a lot of confidence, not only in ourselves, but with our families as well. And so that was really good for us to be training together, to be rowing long distance rows together. It just showed people around us that we could do what we were looking to set out to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna just ask you ladies, I know, is there anyone have any question before they continue? Miss Sybil or Miss Southwell, any questions? I have, there's another person there. Eugenice. Anyone has any question, any concerns to these ladies?
Yes, I sort of have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you ladies had a very exciting time. Are you looking to recruit anyone like me?
Oh Lord, what trouble did I start here now, Kavita?
With that, we are not.
I have a strong point. My only strong point is that I never get seasick. That's my strong point. Okay, so I noticed most of you got seasick. I was listening to you, but I never get seasick. I don't know anything about the ocean, but I don't get seasick.
And you cruise very often.
So give me a call.
Well, for this next one, we're not recruiting, but we definitely will be assisting future teams. So when you're ready and you and Dr. Bev, get your team together, we'll be here.
I'm just playing around. I'm too old.
No, I'm not. What was it? A 60?
Well, we had Peter who was 73 when he did.
Yes, actually, yeah, the Antigua that had the record, the first oldest record was 73. In our year, there was a 62-year-old female that did it by herself. So you're not too old. So
okay. Thank you for making me feel energized and young. But you ladies are really motivating. Your story is really motivating.
Thank you.
Miss Sybil, any question? Okay, Miss Sybil is from St. Lucia, but she's a part of our team, and we're all one Caribbean, and we're proud. Donna is Jamaican, but we're proud of you ladies. We have lots of Jamaicans and every other island living there in Antigua, and we're just proud. Female, all of that. It's just a proud moment. So let's hear about this big new adventure.
Hold on, I have a question.
Okay.
This is Eugenie. So good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sorry, I'm behind the
No
mic.
problem. I called your name earlier. No problem.
Yes. My questions, are they going to write a book about the adventure?
It is, yes, if we're going to write a book. So we are planning to get 1 or 2 books together. As I don't know if you know, but we're going to be rowing the Pacific next year from California to Hawaii, starting June 12th. So once we complete that, our goal is to documenting, not just via book, but we're going to be doing a lot of video documentation for this one. So we're going to put a documentary together. I mean, at least for our supporters, for our fellow Antiguans and Barbudans and the Caribbean. So definitely it is in the plan to do so.
Okay.
So Beverly, that's where you can help.
Sorry, I think this is very powerful, and you should have a YouTube channel as well that can motivate the young ladies. I think this is very powerful. I applaud you, ladies. I'm afraid of sea, but thank God for you, my sisters.
Thank you, Miss Eugenia. Thank you so much. So if no one else has a question, we're gonna ask these ladies to take us into this new adventures as we, everyone can hear, our viewers and listeners, and just come out big and try to support these ladies with their venture.
One second, Dr. Bev. I'm just listening to these ladies and I'm wondering, how could someone who does not really, well, I should say, who's not a really strong swimmer, take on a challenge like this? I don't know how to swim. There's no way I would even. I mean, and how do you choose how do you choose where you would like to go? Like now that you're talking about from California to Hawaii, how do you guys get to choose what way, the distance that you go or where you go from and to?
Yeah, so we don't really choose the race. Actually, Atlantic Campaigns is the organization that puts the race on, and the one that we did, the Atlantic, actually is an annual race. It starts La Gomera and it ends in Antigua. So that's the 3,000-mile one. So this same group, begin doing an inaugural Pacific race starting next year. And they're the ones that invited us because we didn't have a plan to do this again. But they invited us because, like you just said, because it was such a great inspirational story, especially for Black people, not just Black women. They invited us to come and do the Pacific, and initially we said no, but and then after thinking of how much impact it could have beyond even the Caribbean, and now that it's the U.S. market for other Black females especially, we decided to accept the challenge. And with the swimming, I am more of a lover of competition. So my love of country competition and charity was greater than my fear of drowning. That's the truth. That's how That's why
that's a really great answer.
That is
That's
so
a really
touching. That
strong
is so
answer.
touching.
That's so positive. Yes. I noticed in the video, in the intro video that Donna posted, that you guys sent, I saw one of you showing off drinking all your smoothies. So I know you have to like adopt a special diet for this kind of work. Like, what do you do? Do you have to eat like a whole bunch more protein or what? What do you do? Because I know it takes hours and hours of rowing. How do you do that?
Yes.
Because
Not
one of the things that we
necessarily.
know for sure, Donna likes to talk about food. So now if you'll be rowing a lot, I know you cannot be eating the potatoes and rice that we like. So tell us how you eat.
Well,
When you're preparing for the race, it doesn't matter, whichever of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So last time around, and this time around as well, we try to maintain a healthy meal as possible. We take supplements as well. And yes, we do protein shakes, but we also eat regular meals. Not necessarily high carb or high protein. We don't necessarily target everything, because basically the most important thing is to build muscle and also have the endurance. We didn't just try to eat junk food to gain weight, which some people think that's the case because you lose weight coming across. We just try to be as healthy as possible, because it's more of an endurance race as well, and it's correlated. Coming across, you tend to burn. The muscle is the first thing that you lose. So we try to build as much muscle as possible, and then everything else just kind of dwindles off. But even on the road itself, we are taking our supplements to maintain the energy and stuff. We're taking electrolytes, we're taking vitamins, we're doing the protein shakes as well. We do everything just to try and maintain as much as possible, to try and not lose as much as we are losing, to maintain the body for substance and that type of thing. This time around is a little bit different for me, because before I was pescatarian, I did do some dairy and I love seafood, but now I'm fully vegan. So now it's a bit more of a challenge. And I have certain flour allergies as well, a little gluten sensitive. So it's a bit of a challenge for me. But I think I'm going to be okay. As Kev said, we just stay focused on the mission, and I'm supplementing as much as I need to, so that I'm not too weary and fatigued and suffer anything like that. The girls are trying their best as well. The last time around, Kev and Sam didn't take to the food, because as you say, we don't have the food, the traditional Caribbean food and flavors. Last time around, we had some food donated to us, which was great.
And it's dehydrated, right? It's like the army food, the packet food.
Right, dehydrated military food in a bag that you have to add water to rehydrate the food. Sometimes it was warm, sometimes it wasn't, because we didn't have time to boil water. So we're eating cold food. It's just like cold, mushy macaroni and rice a lot of the time, sometimes porridge. So I did what I had to, but at times Kavinia and Sam just couldn't. The food wasn't that great. I don't want to say that it tasted terrible. What I would like to say is that it was missing traditional Caribbean spices and stuff like that. We actually took like Susie's hot sauce and stuff, but we ran out of that. So this time we're planning to take a lot more spices of everything to try and feel us, more comfortable, like closer to home and stuff like that. We did have like dehydrated mangoes. We did take peanut butter and honey and stuff, but and even condensed milk. All of that started to run out, but we're planning this time around to have as much as possible. We're doubling in everything, as we didn't plan to be out there as long as so this time around. But yeah, so trying our best to be healthy and fit, because we have a mission.
Okay, what's the distance on this trip? We knew the last one. What's the distance on this from California to Hawaii?
So the distance is 2,800 miles. It's 200 nautical miles.
Less.
I must specify nautical miles, because a sea mile is a little bit longer than a land mile. So it is shorter, but it is definitely more difficult. Just getting off the coast of California is going to be difficult. We've been looking at the wind patterns and how the waves and everything moves around that area. And it's, for the first week or two, it's pushing us back onto land. So we'll have to row extra hard to get off the coast of California. Of course, it's a little bit colder, a lot more windier. Sea state might be a little bit more bigger than we had in the Atlantic. And definitely the sea creatures, which I'm not too keen on. On that side, more sharks and stuff like that.
It's more active.
Yes.
The wildlife, yes.
Once we stay on the vessel, we should be all right.
Which Crystal can tell you about this. Crystal was the person that had to jump off in the Atlantic to clean the barnacles off the bottom of the boat. And we're still going to designate her again for the Pacific so she can share a little bit of her experience with cleaning the, oh, and she likes sharks.
Well, yeah. So I'm hoping that I get some company in cleaning the bottom of the boat. Elvira, nudge, nudge.
Did volunteer.
So cleaning the boat, because we're not going so fast that we're going slow enough that barnacles can still grow on the bottom of the boat. And when that happens after about a week and a half, 2 weeks, it starts to slow the boat down. So ever so often we have to just pause the rowing, and I'd go overboard tethered by a rope so that I wouldn't drift off with the currents, and take a scraper and scrape the bottom of the boat, which is an exhausting job. But when we did it in the Atlantic, I was very grateful to Elvira and the rest of the team, because they'd allow me some extra time to rest, and I was always treat myself with a bit of chocolate, something or the other. So that was just really nice. For the Pacific, yes, that's true. There are going to be more active wildlife around. So hopefully that won't bother us when we have to actually clean the bottom of the boat. But if a shark does come, I have a little bit of experience with some sharks, and generally the tip is to punch them in the nose and then they go away. So if I can hold my nerves together in time doing that, then I should be fine. So having a GoPro stick would also help with that too.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So we finished with the questions for now. Ms. Francis, lead us in. We already heard how you got involved into the new race.
Yes.
They invited you guys.
Yes. But we're still trying to raise funds to get to the start line. So we need 75,000 US, because we're trying to get a new boat. Because this time we're trying to be extremely competitive and win the female class. Last time, like Sam had described, we had a used boat. It was our crossing was the fourth time it was crossing the Atlantic, which lends to a lot of wear and tear already and hiccups that ended up happening to us, slowing us down significantly, even though we still managed to get 13th place out of 28 fleet, I think. So this time, now we have the experience. We're in the process of paying for a new boat. So our wish is, for your viewers to lend us support however they can through our GoFundMe page. That's one avenue. Our website, which
it's Antigua Barbuda IslandGirls.com. And then Instagram is Team Antigua Island Girls, Facebook Team Antigua Island Girls, TikTok.
We'll put the information on our Facebook.
Yes, we'll send you all the information, but we still have a couple of months. The boat has been ordered. We've paid about half, I think. So we still need funds to pay for the other half, and then get shipping and food and everything. But we did get a lot of support in last row, and we're looking forward to continued support for this row. And one of the other interesting questions people ask that we didn't share yet is we make fresh water every day from we have a water maker on board, so that's how we're able to hydrate our food. That's how we're able to hydrate ourselves during the row. No, we don't have any bathrooms, so no fridge, no stove. Our toilet was a bucket, and then you chuck it. So most of the time we use to stay clean and everything, we use wet wipes, and occasionally we sponge with the fresh water that we make every day. That's through the solar panel, so we also had to be mindful of conserving power. If it's not a sunny day, we have to be careful what devices we're charging and things like that. But it is a journey we look forward to. And like I said, this time we are hoping to be very competitive. We have already started our training. Once we complete the payment for the new vessel, Crystal will be coming home for us to do some mandatory hours as a team, because there's some checklist points we have to do man overboard, show that we understand all the navigation devices, our certifications, to refresh our certifications. And you can follow our journey, like Elva mentioned, on any of our social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, Team Antigua Island Girls, TikTok, Antigua Island Girls. And if you have questions, if you'd like to lend support, shoot us a message. We can send you over our sponsor package, but any donation is welcome.
To spread the awareness.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, sorry. One thing that we didn't mention, besides doing this for Adventure and Challenge and Country or charity, when we did do the race the first time around, we did form our own charity because we wanted to continue doing good works, especially associated with young females. This time around, our charity is to work or construct a building to work along with females that are in conflict with the law, youth females. Currently, there's no facility to house young ladies that get in trouble with the law. They're either put in the jail itself or they're put in homes that are not really prepared for that type of thing, and they eventually run away, or things just get worse. So hopefully we're able to construct this facility and also help them get rehabilitation counseling. So that is our goal this time around.
Yeah, so for under 18 females, girls in conflict with the law, that's our focus this time, so that we can help to change their outcome, their destiny. So that's our focus this time around. So any excess funds after the boat goes directly to funding that facility, which we already started having conversations with the Ministry of Social Transformation. They have identified the area, and we will construct the building and the initial therapy, and hopefully we continue other fundraising activities that will continue to fund therapy, and just like we have to get them on a better path.
Okay. Awesome. So Miss Crystal, are you the baby of the family?
The Team Antigua Island Girls family, definitely I am, but not by that much.
Are they not by much? You look like a baby. No. They're treating you well?
Yes, they always have. And so even far away, still connected with them.
Awesome. Is there a question in the back there, Miss?
I actually have a question, and as I'm trying to find a video of them, usually when we talk about rowing, you see the little boat, the little canoe. So this is so interesting that you guys are rowing on, like a bigger boat, not just, because I'm picturing you out in the, what do you call the flat boat where you stand up? The paddle boat, right? Or a canoe. I'm like, Jesus have his mercy.
So the boat that we use, it's called an ocean rowing boat. It's not much bigger than a normal rowboat that you see at the universities. It's 28 to 29 feet long, just depending on how many persons it supports. And it's 4 feet across. So it's like if you put all of us head to toe, we're longer than the boat itself. It's very small and compact. It's made to right itself if it flips. So if it flips over, it will come right back up once all the cabin doors are locked. If not, if the doors are open, we'll have to pretty much go under the boat, close the doors, pump the water out the rooms, and then it will just flip back up. In terms of safety, we are to be strapped on to the boat at all times. So we have some harnesses that we wear around our waist, and we have safety straps or safety lines that we clip to the harness, clip to the boat. So we are strapped on at all times. That's why I said swimming isn't really a requirement, because you're supposed to be clipped onto the boat. So if it flips, you're still attached to the boat. So the race is pretty much a safe race. I must commend Atlantic Campaigns. They make sure to put safety at the forefront of everything. We have 2 vessels that follow along the race. Well, when we did the Atlantic, one in the front, one in the back. So if anything happened, there was a vessel that would get to you at some point in time. But also we have to have satellite phones. So we have 24 access to a medical team that can talk us to like minor surgery with the team, 24 access to a weather team, 24-hour access to tech support as well. So if anything breaks, like people like Ray Marine that makes the autopilot and stuff like that, you could call them up if something goes wrong and they could talk you through the problem.
It's an actual checklist. So if we don't cross that checklist, we're not allowed to enter the race.
We also have mandatory courses that we have to do. We have to do ocean-going course, sea survival, first aid, essential navigation, VHF. So when you're out there, it's an unassisted race. So everything that you need to have needs to be on that vessel. So they make sure that you are well prepared for doing this type of challenge.
Thank you, ladies, so much. We'll come back to you in a minute. We have Beverly, do you want to say anything? We're celebrating Antigua and Barbuda 41st independent. And as the president of the Antigua and Barbuda Association of Central Florida, who's doing this in collaboration with us this weekend, is there anything you would like to say?
I'm just going to introduce myself and the organization. My name is Beverly DeBrea, as most of you have heard already. And the organization is Antigua and Barbuda Association of Central Florida. We are a cultural organization and we aim to keep our culture alive here in Central Florida and also to pass on our culture, our history to our children. So we're made up of Antiguans, also spouses of Antiguans, friends of Antiguans, children, grandchildren of Antiguans. We're basically open to everyone who loves Antiguan culture, everyone who wants to participate and celebrate with us. So we have different events throughout the year. We have our regular Christmas parties, we have Easter events, we have independence galas, we have beach picnics. So basically we raise funds and then we will make donations we've donated to schools in Antigua, we've donated to family who need support, we've donated to hospitals in Antigua. So that's basically how we organize and how we carry out our mission. So our mission is to help others, but also to preserve our culture. Now, in Florida, we have a unique environment because the environment in Florida compared to other places in the United States is pretty much close to Antiguan environment. For example, right now we're still having warm weather. We have a lot of beaches. Now, I'm not trying to compare it to Antigua because it could never be Antigua, but it does provide us with some of the luxuries that we are accustomed to in our beautiful island. I was in Antigua about 2 weeks ago and I can't wait to be there again. It was so awesome. So as we preserve our history and our culture, I'm thinking how you ladies are going to be a part of the stories. When we talk about Antiguan culture, we're going to refer to you ladies, and that's going to be forever. So thank you for being a part of our history. Thank you for making us proud, and we will pass your story on to our children for generations and generations to come.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bev, I actually found 1 or 2 videos. So if you'll permit me to share and then
okay.
wrap up. Okay, just a second.
No problem. Hello.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Kavinya.
Hey, Kev. We are going to Hawaii. What is it? You in?
You know this.
Definitely.
Hawaii? Of course. You do know we're rowing, right?
I already wish we were home. Support our girls as they make history once again, taking on the Pacific.
So we're gonna try our next video. Making sure it's not the same one.
This one is the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go.
Team Antigua Island girls need your support because they are back on the road again. The 3,000-mile 2018 Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge wasn't enough for the quartet of Crystal Clashing, Elvira Bell, Gavinia Francis, and Samira Emmanuel. They made Antigua and Barbuda proud when they finished 13th out of 28 entrants. But now they're going to Hawaii.
You do know we're rowing, right?
I already wish we were home.
The inaugural Pacific Challenge begins on the 12th of June 2023 and will see the team head from Monterey Bay, California and row 2,800 miles to Nauwili Harbor in Hawaii. It's organized by Atlantic Campaigns, which also hosts the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge. Here are the women's reasons for taking the voyage.
We knew we wanted to do another adventure. Individually and collectively, we are adventurers. More than that, stepping out of our comfort zone and inspiring others, especially women and girls, has been like a great achievement for us.
This time around, they believe they're more prepared.
We also learned that it took more than just physical strength to get us to Antigua. It took mental strength, which was one of the biggest things that we learned out there. And so we think this time around that our efforts are going to be super awesome this time.
But before that happens, they need support.
We estimate that we will need $350,000 just to get to the starting line in Monterey Bay, California. And half of that will go towards a boat, the purchase of a boat, and its shipping to Antigua, then to California, and then back from Hawaii.
More information on how you can assist Team Antigua Island Girls can be found on their social media pages. Jessica Russell, ABS News.
All right. That was
Thanks,
wonderful. So as we wrap up at 6:59, we've had the pleasure of, you guys, you ladies are so amazing. You're so awesome on so many levels. So I'm just honored to meet you and have you on our show on Caribbean Diaspora Vibez. And yeah, we do talk about food a lot too. And again, we must big up is 41 years this year, right, for Antigua and Barbuda?
Yes.
Yes. And I know we have a few guests on, but does anybody else want to come on, or any other natives that want to come on and say anything?
They're also Antiguans. I try to get them to say something, but they're just viewing.
They're saying something in the chat. No, that's not good.
Not a problem. All right, so I will let you finish up the show, Dr. Bev.
Okay, so good evening, and once more, the last call for anyone who would like to say something, ask a question, introduce yourself. This is the Vibes where we get we get serious, but we still have it with fun, right? We party with a purpose, we have fun, and it's all cultural. So anything you want to talk about, your favorite dish, we have the last few minutes. We're wrapping up the show now. Anything that anyone else would like to share, add, or contribute, we appreciate that as well.
Okay, we would like to just say thank you to you, extend to you and your team for having us. We really appreciate it. Any support, any awareness, we're grateful for. So we'd like to extend our heartfelt thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to many more.
Same here. We look forward to more.
I would like to add Happy Independence Month to all Antiguans. Just shouting out to you. We see you, we hear you. And if you're here and you don't want to speak up, that's fine. But we're happy that you are here with us. And we're inviting you, if you're in the Central Florida area, we're inviting you to be a part of our organization.
Thank you.
All right. So any last words? We have Sybil. So, look, I'm Jamaican. We have Sybil, again, like Dr. Bev says, St. Lucia. And then we've got Miss Eugenice. Jenny is probably our favorite to call her, Mom Premier, representing Haiti. So we're all here to show love for Antigua and Barbuda. So that is what we do at Caribbean American Diaspora. We join together and we celebrate our Caribbean culture, our Caribbean heritage. All right. So I want to again thank you all for taking the time to join us this evening, and hope to see you again soon.
All right. Good evening. Thank you, ladies. Thanks all to all of our viewers, our listeners. And we will see you again in a week.
Happy Independence.
Happy Independence, all Antiguans and Barbudans.
Thank you.
And we also do contribution to Barbuda. Right now, we know Barbuda is out of functioning, but we have done sponsored school day, etc. And same things we've done to Antigua.
Wow. Continue to thank you for your support.
Yes.
And Bev, you'll be dropping the links for the ladies. So that
for the ladies, I'll drop that donate and the website and all the information as possible. As much as we have to put it on, hopefully. Yes. And this race, so the last time, tell us when this race is taking place. It's from California. It's in 2023.
June 12, 2023, from California to Kauai, Hawaii.
Okay, so we're gonna try to say June 12th to July 12th. I'm just kidding.
That's all. That was it. Yeah, don't speak that to the universe.
That's right. Putting it out there. We truly appreciate you, ladies. And thanks for joining us this evening. Everyone get your glass and enjoy and celebrate. It's time to turn up. I'll be having my Baileys.
Well, we're actually having some jerk chicken. I'm actually at a night. Do you guys do night in Antigua?
No.
Okay, so actually, it's not even.
Yeah, but we don't call it night.
Just wait.
What we call it?
We call
wake.
Awake, yeah, we do awake, right. But that's after the funeral. They just passed and they do the night like the day after all day.
Oh.
We're kind of doing 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We're kind of doing
to thank our Facebook friends.
Yes, to our Facebook friends. Yeah, we're definitely doing 2 weeks, but then that's my family. Big ups again, Antigua and Barbuda. You ladies, you're gonna love Kauai. I was in Kauai in April. You're gonna absolutely love it.
Awesome.
Yes. So much love and blessings again to everyone. And until next time, be safe and peace, love, unity. We need a lot of unity in the Caribbean, in the US and UK, Africa, everywhere today.
Indeed.
Much love. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks to all our other viewers who didn't show their face. Thank you, ladies, for joining us this evening as well.
Thank you for having us.
Good
Have
night.
a great evening. You're welcome.